Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be discussing an exciting new concept that is taking over social media. Now I say taking over social media. It's still very much at the underground stage, and it is fairly known, but it is still effectively an underground movement, but it is set to explode. And when it does explode, it's virtually going to take over. Now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about Steemit. That's right, Steemit. 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 Now, what is Steemit? It was created in 2016 by two gentlemen, Ned Scott and what's the other guy? Daniel Larimer. So Ned Scott and Daniel Larimer. Daniel Larimer, by the way, was the guy behind BitShare, but I digress. So it was created in 2016 by these two chaps, Ned Scott and Larimer, and the whole concept was to create a platform for content creators to publish their content. Now it's similar to Reddit in function and in look, with one significant difference. And what is that difference? On Steemit you get paid for your content. That's right, you get paid for your content, as opposed to what happens on Facebook, where they make millions, well, I say millions, billions I should be saying, and in the hundreds as well, of the contents that people create without the content creator being remunerated for their content. Or like Reddit, which the same logic applies. With Steemit you get paid for the contents that you publish. Now, how does this work? This is the website, Steemit. So let me take you onto my Steemit and I can walk you through. So that's my Steemit there, Crypto Grind. The way it works is you publish your content, and your content is judged by other users of this website. Now, how does that judgment take place? That judgment takes place via a voting system. Think of a talent show: up you go and down you fail, and all that kind of stuff. But there is really no down you fail. If somebody likes your content, it gives you something called an upvote. So if you look at my cursor here, this is my page, and if you look at where my cursor is now with the hand showing, you can see that is highlighted in some form, and then you can see that there's a figure of money. I think that's just a cent. So I've got 3 upvotes, which translates to a cent. Now the upvote, 3 upvote translating to a cent, you might well think that's not that much, and you'll be right to think that, but it is a complex system behind that. An upvote is what different currencies, different amounts, it has different values depending on the sort of person that is upvoting you. So somebody with a strong reputation, somebody that's built up a really solid profile, they call them a whale, W-H-A-L-E. They call them a whale. So if you get an upvote from somebody like that, it might well translate into the tens of dollars rather than the cents. But the lower end spectrum of the newbies, several of their votes might well translate into 10 cents. But I digress. So what happens in effect is that you go on to this, you register with the system, and then you publish your content. It is judged by other users. If they like it, they give it a thumbs up. That thumbs up translates into a sort of credit onto your account. Now, what does that credit mean? That credit translates into something called a Steem dollar. Now, by the way, this Steemit is based on, it comes off the back of Steem, the cryptocurrency, and the contents that you publish are published on the Steem blockchain. And obviously, with all the mining that takes place, that's where the income is generated from. But I shall do a separate video on that. I shall do a series of videos on this particular social network, because really this is something that is set to pop. This effectively is Bitcoin ground zero for social network, but I digress. So you get paid in Steem dollars, like as I said. So what does that mean? That means nothing. That's an internal token that works for this particular website, and this particular website only. So how does then that translate from this website into a pound in your pocket, or a dollar in your wallet, or whatever denomination of money that you spend wherever you are? So this is how it works. So you get paid in this Steem dollar. Your published article, by the way, stays up for about 7 days, and then after that 7 days, whatever amount of Steem dollars that you have accrued. So if you go in here, I've only been on this website, by the way, for about 5 days or so, so I've not yet been credited with anything. But I'm so taken with the excitement of it. I've just decided to do this video to share it with you guys. That's how nice I am. And please, if you do register, and I expect you to register with this website, follow me, keep crypto grind. You can see my name there. So after the 7 days that your article has been up, you get credited with whatever you have accrued over that 7 days as Steem dollars, and that goes into your author's reward. Now, if you I've clicked on the drop down arrow on the reward section here, and I just talk you through the two options. So the bottom option we start with, which is the author's reward. Now, the author's reward is what the content creator gets paid per upvote for his content. So you don't get paid for publishing the content. You get paid, or you get rewarded for the thumbs up, for the upvotes that you get from other users of this social, or off this platform. So that's what that means. And then obviously you get credited every 7 days, as I said. And then the curation reward. The curation reward works it works really, it is self-explanatory really. It's like you're a curator. So you discover a piece of work, for instance, and you give it a thumbs up. So if you're one of the first to give it a thumbs up, then you fall within that curator bracket. So if that article then gathers momentum and generates a lot of fun, you get rewarded. You get part of the rewards that is generated on that piece of work as your curation reward, sort of like a finder's fee kind of thing. So that's how that works. So now going back to how the payment does work, you get credited every 7 days, as I said, and you get credited in a Steem dollar. So now with that Steem dollar, you can either retain it within the website, within the platform, because it does have some value, which, as I talk you through, the Steem dollar, by the way, is pegged to an actual dollar itself, so it doesn't tend to fluctuate that much, and it has a 10% growth. I think that's per annum, but I shall do a separate video on that. So, but you get credited with the Steem dollar, and then with that Steem dollar, you can then change it or transfer it into Steem. And Steem, of course, is a cryptocurrency similar to Bitcoin, etc., which you can then sell for fiat money, for the dollar in your wallet, the pound in that you carry, etc. So that's effectively how it works. This is like a bare bone, boiled down to the core description of this platform. I shall do other videos on this particular platform because it's quite exciting, and some of the videos that I shall be doing will be to talk you through the wallet in this platform. For instance, this is the wallet. Now in the wallet you can see that there are three different forms of payment. The Steam dollar we've already discussed. You know what a savings is, so I'm not going to go into that. The Steam dollar we've already discussed, and there's a lot more involvement in that. There's a lot more to be said about that. The Steam power is also an element of this. Now the Steam power is really where the profit is made in Steam, and I shall do a separate video on that as well. And then Steam, of course, is the cryptocurrency, so that stands alone, and that really doesn't really need that much of an explanation. But I shall do a video as part of my series on cryptocurrencies on Steam as well. So there you have it. I don't want this video to be too long-winded and too heavy on technicals. So it's a bare bone hello, how are you introduction to this marketplace. Go check it out, follow me, and then I shall do further videos on this. And if you have any questions on this, by the way, leave it in the comment section, so that would inform the other videos that I do on this topic. Because really, if you watch this video and you've very well taken anything that I've said as gospel, I'd encourage you to take this as gospel, because the direction of social media in the future is headed in this direction. This website, by the way, also has its own internal YouTube system called DTube. Let me just show you that quickly before I round off this video. It's called DTube. So it's called DTube. So this is like as you can already see from the way it looks, this is like a YouTube 2.0, but it's still pretty much nested within that website. It's still nested within that platform, because I'm not sure if they're still trying to perfect it or what the future direction is for this. But this is potentially going to be a rival for YouTube as well, and as we all know, YouTube does need a rival because of, I mean, you know the way they are. If you're a YouTuber, then you know that YouTube does need a rival. So there we have it. This is a platform that is set to rival Facebook, and is already rivaling Facebook, Reddit, now YouTube as well, all condensed into this blockchain technology. So we are now actually seeing real live workings of blockchain chain technology impacting on actual real life. So this is where the excitement is, the way of the future. Steemit, get involved, and with that, I shall catch you on the next one. All right, cheerio, peace.